Prioritizing all inclusivity in the workplace is how people get seriously hurt or die. Some positions just aren't meant for everybody to fill. Not everybody can handle the duties of being a pilot or the stress and responsibilities of working in rail control or being a surgeon, and that's just how it goes. And I think being a teacher is one of those jobs because not only do you have a lot of responsibility, but you're playing a key role in the lives of young people. You'll forever leave an impact on their developing minds, and you're building memories that they will remember long into their adulthood. So obviously it's pretty dangerous or irresponsible to not do proper psychological checks on people applying to be a teacher. You can't have people who are unfit to work the job working the job. And what I'm about to show you right now is a prime example.
7 in the morning.
Excuse you! That is sexual assault!
It's 7 in the morning.
So as you can see here, there's a kid trying to run away from a couple of other kids who are trying to jump him in the middle of class. And as he's trying to get away, to avoid getting beaten up, he unintentionally grazes his teacher's arm to try to get around her so he could get to a safe position away from the other kids. Now, it looks like there's a couple of teachers in this situation. Maybe she's an assistant teacher or something, but she's clearly staff in a classroom. There's also another lady, but neither ladies in this situation have any control whatsoever of the situation. So instead of this lady trying to take control over the situation and attempt to de-escalate it in any way she can, she decides to add to the pandemonium by now falsely accusing a kid who's already about to get jumped of sexual assault. She really just wanted to find any possible way she could make this situation about her. This here's prime example of a victim complex. And not only was the kid about to get jumped and none of the teachers were helping him, but she's now adding fuel to the fire because this kid clearly didn't have enough issues to worry about that day. Now he's got to deal with a sexual assault allegation being levied against him by his own teacher in the midst of getting jumped in the middle of third period. In this video, it's probably not even 8 a.m. yet. Dude probably woke up, studied a little bit last night, ate a quick Pop-Tart for breakfast, and rushed to catch the bus, having no idea that that day was going to be the worst day of his life. And for the teacher, ma'am, I understand that you haven't felt the physical touch of a man since the doctor picked you up off the floor after you slipped out of his hands during birth, but not every instance of physical contact from a man is sexual in nature. People like this are absolutely insufferable. Leave it to the one wearing the shit-pissy colored khakis to disappoint me more than the kids literally trying to jump another kid in the middle of class. Because God forbid all the attention in the room not be directed towards her made-up problems for half a second. God forbid a situation unfold and she's not only at the center of it, but the victim in said situation. And just imagine if all the other kids were like, hey, he sexually assaulted the teacher, let's beat his ass, and just like 30 kids just start stomping him out. Like that situation could have went even further left, more left than it was already going, really easily. And in all seriousness, this situation is an example of why a lot of people these days don't really take SA allegations too seriously anymore, because the term has clearly completely lost all its meaning. And we're seeing instances of just that term or terms like that being thrown around willy-nilly all the time now. It's just like a trendy thing to be doing. It's crazy. And the people who do it never seem to really face any actual repercussions. But accusing somebody of that, whether they did it or not, will always have negative effects on the accused. And it's not fair that they'll have to endure those negative effects until they can prove themselves innocent of something that they are innocent of. And to completely disregard and ignore that incredibly strong social power and social position that women have, I think that's just being blatantly ignorant, and I think it's dangerous to not acknowledge that. We do need proof. You know what I mean? We can't just roll with what people say, because if we did that, kids like this would be facing some very serious punishments. Like imagine if there were no witnesses and cameras weren't on. This kid's life could be ruined because she's accusing him of doing that. And he's just a kid. I mean, this could affect his future career and stuff. It's crazy how people don't see the depth and seriousness of accusing somebody of that. And now apparently grazing somebody's arm constitutes as sexual assault. So if you're ever in a crowded space, maybe like a packed train or something, and your arm is pressed up against somebody else's, you just sexually assaulted them, and you're a sick bastard. Everybody actually on the train is sexually assaulting each other. So it's just a train full of sadistic monsters. It's crazy, you know? Shame on all of you. Soon enough, breathing in somebody's general direction will constitute as full-blown. Like, relax, Epstein. Just what the hell do you think you're doing inhaling and then proceeding to menacingly exhale in my general direction? Simply existing within a 42-meter radius of her is sexual assault. You know, it's all jokes and stuff, but that's really the direction this is all headed. See, what this actually is insulting to actual victims of sexual assault. Seeing you be so eager to falsely victimize yourself and downplay the nature of the term and what it entails. That is a serious accusation to accuse somebody of. Accusations like that make people lose future job opportunities, their careers, and even their lives. That's not some shit you just chuck out there for funsies. Like, oh, I haven't received some attention in a while. Let me just falsely accuse somebody of sexual assault. You know, everybody's sympathy from that will keep me warm at night. Like, dude, you're just sick. This woman should be fired and mentally evaluated because clearly she's unfit for any position of power, especially any involving children. And if it wasn't caught on video, God only knows what sort of situation this kid would be in. And I think more teachers need to be thoroughly mentally evaluated before working these jobs. And I know y'all see the videos constantly trending on Twitter and Instagram of teachers doing absurd things, defending pedophilia and pushing their weird ideologies onto children, replacing the American flag with the pride flag because the American flag apparently makes them uncomfortable. And in just the first 9 months of 2022, 270 teachers that teach between kindergarten and 12th grade have been arrested for sexual related crimes towards their students. And those are just the ones that got caught. How are so many of these very unfit, mentally unstable teachers slipping through the cracks? Who is behind the hiring process? Why is this such a prevalent thing that's going on? What is going on? You know what I mean? Like, it really is alarming and concerning. And like I've said before, at what point does it stop being a coinky dink and something that it kind of seems like it's orchestrated, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many teachers that are just radically insane working these jobs, being in charge of children. You know, children are in their care for like 8 hours a day. And look how mentally unfit some of these people are. And videos like this go trending all the time. This isn't just some one-off thing. There are so many videos like this of teachers just losing their mind in class. And I've experienced that too, especially going to public schools. I've had a teacher threaten to shoot me. I've had a teacher threaten to bring their husband and son to the school to beat me up. Like, I've had my fair share of crazy experiences with crazy teachers. So I can speak from my own experience. A lot of these people are very unfit for the job and should not be in the care of children. I think social interaction is healthy for kids. You know, you have to socialize kids or else they're all going to grow up weird. But I mean, it looks like that's happening regardless. But I honestly, genuinely do think at this point that AI is a smart choice as a replacement for human teachers, because these teachers are just off the rails and they don't even get paid enough to deal with what they have to deal with. I mean, all these teachers already had a hard time remembering everybody's names, and now they got to remember everybody's names and pronouns and all this other stuff. I mean, it just seems like a miserable position to be working for what they're getting paid. And I can't see how anybody in their right mind would even want to work that position. And that's probably why we're getting so many teachers that clearly aren't in their right mind, because I think it takes a special kind of crazy to want to actually pursue that career path with how things are going at this point. And I hear there's a big shortage of teachers going on in the US, and maybe that's why, you know, I'm sure that has a big role to play in, you know, they're just taking what they can get, trying to just, you know, oh, you want the job? You're hired. Come on in and teach our kids for 8 hours a day and do your thing. You know, I'm sure that has a big role in it. Just the general position of desperateness that these schools are in for teachers. They're just hiring whatever they can take. But clearly, that's not panning out so well, is it? And I think at this point, society needs to innovate rather than taking whatever they can get to fill that role and potentially put kids in harm's way. I think we got to innovate and come up with something a little more not whatever this is, like whatever's going on now. I think anything is better as long as it's not worse. So yeah, I think the state and quality of teachers in this country right now is neck deep in the shitter. And soon enough, I think this entire position will be completely replaced with AI, especially in public schools. I don't know about private schools. And honestly, at this rate, I think it'd be for the best. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and sub for more. I post all types of stuff on the channel, gaming videos, etc. Or videos like this, you can go to my playlist tab and find Just Chatting for other videos about other topics. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, guys, stay healthy. Peace.